Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
And liftoff on another Tarot Today live. Hi, everybody out there in Blog Talk Radio land and also on YouTube. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us from across the globe. That's right. We are that live call-in show that's been bringing you the world of tarot for 13 years almost. Yeah, we're about to go into our 14th year, Mary.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
My God. Oh my
it's
gosh.
Too crazy. Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Brown here.
I'm Dax Carlisle.
What is it? It's Monday.
It's Monday. I know. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things after the weekend, you know.
Me too. The weather's cooler and I just feel like hibernating. Really. I just want to take a nap.
I'm shouting out a hi, everyone, in the chat. The chat, by the way, is actually the comments on our YouTube live. And so if you want to chat with us live during the show, that's where you go. And if you are listening on radio, just open a tab on a browser on your device or your laptop or your phone, type in tarottoday.live. That's the URL. It'll take you right to the channel, tarottoday.live. And you'll see the live right there at the top of the channel. Click on that, pop in there, get in the comments with us. You can chat about the show, give us your thoughts and ideas on whatever we're discussing, chat tarot and numerology with us, or even ask for a mini reading, all right there from the chat. But we are also, along with our live streaming, we are simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio right now. So you can call into the show, right, Mary?
Yes, they can. The number to call is 714-816-4628. Be sure to press the number 1 on your dial pad because that raises your skinny little alien arm into the air. And we know that you want to be on the air with us and get a free mini reading, talk about the topic we have today and, or just share your thoughts.
Yeah.
We want to know what's on your mind.
What's on your mind? So we are going to be talking about how to do 3-card readings today. That'll be fun. We've been doing a series of little learnings on the lives, Mary. And if people follow along, they're getting Tarot 101.
Basically, they are. And also, you've been taking those little tarot teachings or tarot teaching moments and putting them as separate videos on this channel too. So if they don't want to, search through the whole live to find it, they can find it on the channel, right, Dax? Is there a playlist for it or how to?
Yes, that's actually a really good point that you bring up. And I don't think we mention it enough, or we may have not mentioned it at all. I'm not sure, but we have a special playlist right on the Tarot Today Live channel on YouTube, and it's called, I think it's Learning Tarot or Learn Tarot. And so I've excerpted out, like Mary said, these little learning segments from the full hour or sometimes longer show. So you don't have to scrub through, and it's all also in one place. So you can just watch them boom, 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 like that, So it's going to end up, gosh, it's going to be like a mini course on there, Mary. And they can just, go through, how to shuffle the deck and how to choose cards. And we just did yes, no spreads, how to do a yes, no reading. And then today we're doing 3-card readings, and we're just going to keep going along like this. And all you got to do is, come back to the channel, and it's right there on the main page of the channel. We have all the playlists listed. All of our past lives has its own playlist. We also have workshops that we've done at the Tarot Guild, and that's on its own separate playlists as well, Mary, that they can go and they can watch all those learnings as well. But look for the Learning Tarot one. That's the excerpts from these lives. And we've got, I think,
You know what's funny? Yeah, it makes me, I started giggling because you said all our past lives are on there, like our past life.
that's what Sharona did on our radio show yesterday, past life
Right?
readings.
And we have them all. We have videos of all our past lives.
We have
Can you
videos of,
imagine?
wouldn't that be cool if there was a
would be
channel like that?
awesome.
These are
Oh
all
my
your
gosh.
past lives. Yeah. I had to leave early, so I didn't get to
Mhm.
watch the entire or listen to the entire show because Sharona's on radio. But
Yeah.
she did past life readings for Charlotte and Ellie and just a whole bunch of people. I didn't have time to do, call in and ask for one or ask for one from the chat, but she's going to do one for me too. So I can't wait to find out what my past life was.
Ooh. Awesome.
Or which
Awesome.
one shows up, out of all the
Which
past
one
lives.
shows up? Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about past lives, but I do have a card of the day today. It's pretty interesting. It came from the Art Oracle. This is a deck that came out, I feel like a couple years ago. And it's based, each card like is about a different artist. So if you're into art, look for the Art Oracles. I got it on Amazon. It was like, I don't know, $18 or something. Who knows what it is now with the price of everything? I don't know if inflation has hit the tarot deck market. I hope not, right?
No,
but the card
never.
I got is actually an artist that I didn't even realize was in this deck. And it's one that I have become, like, in the last year or so, completely fascinated by. And that's Artemisia Gentileschi. And that's the card. Here's the thing that's kind of weird. This is a very tiny, teeny mini review of this deck, the Art Oracles. I wish the art was better.
Oh.
In the deck itself. All these great artists, but the messages are so great. And the message with this, the messages are kind of based on the life of the artist. The message with this is history has your back. Society stabs you in your back, right? And it says, use your talents like a weapon. Don't let conventional, or conventions confine you. So, take that to mean, even if you don't consider yourself an artist, we're all creative in different ways. Don't let society undermine the things that you want to create, do it. Because if it's worthwhile, it'll be like Artemisia, and history will have your back, because now she is a well-regarded artist, but maybe didn't get, the public recognition for her work, even though she had respect of artists like Michelangelo and was friends with, a lot of the other Renaissance male names that we're really familiar with. Her work is stunning. It's really amazing. So again, Artemisia Gentileschi has given us a message today and saying, like, don't let others, like, hinder your own creativity. How about you? Did you get a card of the day, or what's the numbers like today? That's what I want to know.
Dun, dun, dun. I got the 5 of Swords. I love Chiro's depiction of it here. He's still picking up a couple of swords. It's not entirely different from the Waite Smith version, but it does depart from the Waite Smith version. And what I do like about the Waite Smith version is that card is so nuanced. When you see 5s, everybody freaks out. Oh my God, it's a 5 card. 5 can be chaos, but it's change in numerology. It's high energy adventure. You could, flip the coin on that. It's adventurous energy instead of chaotic energy. But in the original Waite Smith version, there's 2 individuals towards the back, closer to the shoreline, closer to the water, and one in the front that's picking up the 5 swords. Obviously, that's the victor in some sort of battle that's taking place. And the 2 folks in the back and they're almost tiny. But you can see that their heads are bowed down. They're facing away from us, really, and their heads are bowed down. I guess they are the losers. So the message today that I'm getting from this is, and it's something I always look at when this card comes up, Mary, whether it's for myself or it's for a client. Who do I identify with, or who does the client identify with? Are they identifying with one of the two individuals in the background of the card, or are they identifying with the person in the foreground that's the victor and is picking up the swords? But an element of this is always, okay, you won, but at what cost? And so if anything comes up today, it could just be a simple argument. Remember, swords are thoughts and ideas. So it's less likely that it's like an actual conflict and more of a, intellectual disagreement or little squabble between soulmates, so to speak, or something. And so there's the old saying, Mary, do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? So that's the message I have for you guys today. The numerology today is really easy. And this happened last Monday too. And of course, the beginning of the week, Mary, Mondays, always new opportunities, right? But last Monday, and I think it was last Monday, we got the one energy, and we got it again today. The 10th reduces to 1 + 0 is 1. The entire date energy is really easy. We already know that the world year number is 6 from 2022. So you add the 2s together, you get 6. That's the world year number, or sometimes the universal number, it's called. And the number from the day is 1. It's the 10th month. So again, 1. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 6 is 8. We're back to abundance again. And I don't know if you've been noticing that on the shows. We get the abundance number coming up quite a lot. And I feel like a lot of our callers and folks in the comments that are chatting with us and getting mini readings, that they struggle with this a lot, with abundance. And I think that's why that number, that energy, keeps showing up all the time. But today's a great opportunity for something new in that area with all that one energy. So there you go.
Awesome.
That's the numerology, and that's the card of the day I got.
Epic.
Let's check the chat here. Who's in the chat? Growing Old's joined us, and so is Ellie. Hey, Ellie.
Hey, Ellie.
Old. If you guys have any questions, Ellie got a really great past life reading from Sharoni yesterday. I cannot remember any of it, but I remember it was really cool. Her and Charlotte were in the chat room on the Tarot Guild website, listening to the radio show. Hey, so if you guys have any questions about tarot or numerology, or want to talk tarot, or chat about anything, or get a mini reading or whatever, pop it in the comments there. Or if anybody wants to call in, 714-816-4628. We got a few callers in the caller queue. Some of them don't have their hand raised. So I'm going to say, if you want to be live on air, remember to press 1 on your dial pad. So as soon as you call in, I'll give that number out again in a second here, but as soon as you call in, press 1 on your dial pad, and that raises your hand, like Mary said, the skinny alien hand on our switchboard here. So here's that number again, 714-816-4628. And they all raised their hands. So they want to be live on air with us. Mary,
Yay.
shall we take a call or two before we start talking 3-card readings?
Yes, let's do it.
Who's waiting long? What are you using today?
The Housewives Tarot, an oldie but a goodie.
I love that tin, and oh my God.
It has so cool. Recipes with it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that a lot of the publishers are coming out with some cool stuff and great box. The boxes are getting better and better, and the presentation. But cool things like that, like, whoever thought you could get a tarot deck and a whole bunch of recipes with it, I mean, we
Wait till
need.
you see the cards. They're excellent.
Mm.
And this is old. I feel like this came out maybe 2010,
Oh yeah,
2009.
it's been a
I
long
can't
time.
remember.
It was way back when we first started broadcasting in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing a little shuffle. Who's been waiting the longest on here? It looks like area code 216. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, 216. Yes, you. What's your name?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Awesome. What's your name and,
yes,
where are you calling us from?
This is Desmond calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
All right, Cleveland. So what do you want to talk about, Desmond?
I want to know, it's this job. I want to know if I should take it. It's more money, but it's just only hang-up I got. You have to work. It's like 3 on, 3 off. It's 12 hours.
I used to work like
forever,
that, Desmond. I used to work like that.
Yeah. So you're wondering, is it worth it? Is it good to take that job? Because the shift work is a little bit of an adjustment, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, right
What do
away,
you get,
Mary,
Zach?
I'm just gonna say yes. I mean, I can say nothing else with these cards, Desmond, that are coming up for you. They're actually really, really great. I mean, I just mentioned the numerology of the date is that 8 abundance energy. I got 2 8 cards, Mary, in a row.
Wow.
Two 8 cards in a row. So we've got the strength card. So that's telling you to persevere, that, yeah, you're going to have to adjust to this, but it's going to be so worth it. And as far as abundance, like the 8 of wands coming quickly, things moving fast with that, you end up at the 9 of cups. This is one of, 2 or 3 cards in the deck that you can't get a better card. This is like literally the wish come true card in tarot, the 9 of cups here, and he's enjoying. I know those of you on radio are not seeing this, but if you're on the YouTube channel watching us on video, you can see the card here. This is a glorious card from Ciro Marchetti's Grand Lux deck, and I love the smile on his face, and he's holding his cup, and he's got these surrounded by cups, and cups are emotion, and he's just succeeded, and he's celebrating, and so that's one of those cards. And by the way, another one of the best cards you can get in tarot, the Sun card comes up for you as well on top of that. So you got 3 abundance cards, you got the wish come true card, and you got the Sun card. I mean, just do it. Anyway, Mary, what are you getting?
I'm getting some pretty good cards too. The Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands comes up, the 9 of Swords is over the top of it. And so, the concerns that you have, about, adjusting to the schedule, and is it really worth it? The money is there. And it's just saying, like, get excited about it, just kind of like go in there, hit the ground running, just go with the flow. And I think that you're going to do well with it. I think, we got to kind of banish the kind of negative thoughts maybe, or the stress. It's like, if we're thinking about how stressful it's going to be before we really get going with it, then we're already kind of coming from a deficit. Right. So you don't want to do that to yourself, because this can be beneficial to you. So I hope that helps. Thanks for calling.
Right.
Thanks for the call. Now you got to call back and let us know what happened. Thanks, Des.
Let us know how it goes, Desmond.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Sure will. Thanks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Best of luck with the rest of your week there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that opens another line at 714-816-4628. If you're sitting on the fence, you're not sure if you should call in, this is when you should call in, because we take the calls in the order that they come in. If you call in right now, you're going to be just in the right space here on the switchboard where we might actually get to you, right, Mary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So nothing new in the chat yet. I'm looking real quick here. But I did mention to everybody. Well, Ellie said, yes, that was really cool, and I said, yeah, wow, all those positive cards at once. I wish all my readings came out like that. It would be so easy. It's
Wouldn't
like,
it be great?
yeah. Let's see who else is out there in radio land. We're going to go to area code 516. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Anita, calling from New York.
Hi, Nita. What did you want to talk about?
Hi. How about love life? Do you see any significant person coming into my life?
Ooh.
We love life questions. Anybody significant coming in? Well, let's see. The first thing that comes up here is the Hierophant card. So that indicates some significance. Wow, 4 of Wands as well. And the Knight of Wands in the outcome position. 2 Swords and the 8 of Swords. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, I think somebody significant is coming up in the future. Might not be too far off, actually. It's interesting to have the 4 of Wands and the Hierophant both come up with this Knight, with the Court card on this kind of question. Both the 4 of Wands and the Hierophant card are 2 cards that I look to as indicating like committed relationships, if not marriage itself. Okay. But what's funny about it is above the Hierophant is the 8 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. And what's so fascinating about that is traditionally in both those cards, the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Swords, the person is blindfolded. Okay, they got their blinders on. So, and what are they not seeing is this Hierophant right between them, sandwiched in the middle. So, it could be this person comes into your life, and again, I think before the end of the year, with all this Wands energy, which to me is faster moving, but you might not really see this person as what they call marriage material. Now, I don't mean that you're thinking about marriage, right? But I mean, somebody that would be significant, that you could have a serious, long-lasting, committed relationship with. You may not see this person in that way at all. And the thing that's interesting about the 8 of Swords sometimes is it has to do with avoidance. Like we're purposely not seeing the person in that particular light. So that's just something to keep in mind when you meet somebody and they're hot, as Knight of Wands often is, and you're just thinking of them like in a certain way and not taking them seriously. So just that's a hint, but let's see what Dax is getting.
All right. Yeah, I see someone coming in as well. This person is surrounded by coins cards, and they're just coming across to me as very industrious and hardworking. They present as the Page of Cups. Now, this is really interesting. So cups is water. So potentially we could be talking about a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Because it's a page, I get the feeling that this person may be chronologically younger than you, or may just have a very youthful outlook. And I think the little bit of information coming up here is that they might at times come across childish. And so, going to Mary's whole thing about, do you actually see this person as more permanent material.
Mhm.
I think this person is actually eventually really, really good, especially as far as, the finances. Oh my God, it just looks fantastic here. This person, industrious, hard worker, skilled, accomplished, going places, the money just, flowing in. Uh, and then like here's an example, one of those cards, the 10 of coins. And, that's a card of familial wealth and, family and heredity and
Trust fund baby.
but I'm trying to think of the word, Mary. It's like, oh, legacy. That's what I was thinking of. This could be a real legacy person where, you guys are going to be, between you and this person, you're going to be creating and leaving a legacy. And then the only fly in the ointment, this is really not a fly. This is just tarot going, mind your P's and Q's. The Justice card comes up. And I feel it's talking about maintaining balance. I think that's all that is. It's just a little hint, warning, maintain balance in as you go into this, But yeah, potentially a Cancer or a Scorpio or Pisces that I'm getting. And now you got to call us back and let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny because my last boyfriend was a Scorpio and the one before that was a Cancer.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
You're drawn to the water signs.
Yeah, Nita.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks for the call.
I'm actually struggling.
We got to get going
Great.
because we got other callers we got to take here,
No
but
problem.
hey, we're here 3 days a week.
Yeah,
Give us
I
a
appreciate
call. We'll be back here on Thursday. We'll be back here on Saturday. Call back in. And, we only have time to do one question with each caller, but hey, you can call in 3 days a week. You can also jump in the chat if you can't get through on the phone lines. Maybe we'll see your question in chat faster than we'll see it or get your call on the call lines. So multiple opportunities, right, Mary? And
yes.
But also I think this is a nice segue to talk about our tag team readings, because we do only have those few minutes to spend with you, So I'm going to say that if you want a longer reading, if you want to spend more time with Mary and us, if you like this dynamic, if you like the way we do these, we call them tag team readings, where we're both pulling cards for you, and we do a lot more than just tarot. I bring in the numerology and Mary brings in chakra readings. She may have suggestions on crystals and stones, oracle cards, pulling oracle cards, as well as tarot and everything like that. And it's a lot of fun. And we can spend a lot more time with you and get much deeper into your questions that you have and areas of your life that you want to look into. So you see the URL up there on the screen. If you're listening on the radio or on replay audio only, just open a new tab in your browser and type in tagteam.tarottoday.live. Yeah, just like tag team wrestling from the 80s, folks.
No.
Tagteam.tarottoday.live. Tagteam.tarottoday.live. Yep. And you'll be able to go over there and book a session with Mary and I, and we can't wait to hang out with you. It'll be like on a Zoom call, kind of just like this.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So let's see. Before we get to any more calls, let me check and see what comments we're getting in. Give me just a second to look here, Mary. Hello, new here. Yes, no question available. Okay, now they're retracting the messages are disappearing. Okay, so it was Samia. Yeah, Samia. Well, welcome. First of all, I'm glad you found us.
Yeah.
And if you have a question, if it's it could be a yes, no. We just talked about doing yes, no readings on Saturday. That was our last show. So yeah, we'd love to do a yes, no for you. Whatever your question is, just put it in there. And by the way, we should say this for everybody. If you're joining us in the comments, don't just throw in. What we were getting before was a lot of people were just going, can I get a reading? Well, obviously you can get a reading. We've already said that, so either let us know, okay, can you pull a card for me? And that tells us you want a general, and we'll just pull a card. Or if you have a specific question, put in the specific question. So that's the two ways you do a reading. Put in a very specific question. That helps us out because we don't have 40 minutes to, go into too deep here. But the other thing is, if you do want it to be general, just put that in. Say, hey, can you pull a card for me? And we'll pull cards for you. How about that? So let's see. What did we get in here? Oh my God. I thought you wouldn't check the chats. No, we're checking.
We're checking.
I hopefully I'm not butchering your name too much there. It's Sam, like Sam, IA. So I'm just saying Samia. I'm probably butchering that, but let us know what your question is and we'll get back to you. We'll give you time to type that in there. And meanwhile, we are going to chat about our topic of the day. Breaking news. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I still have not had time to look for a better sound effect there, Mary. Yeah, for our little segments here where we do little micro workshops. Oh
my gosh.
Yes. Today we're talking about doing 3-card readings, and I love this. And I started with 3-card readings. I think that the best training I ever had was studying James Rickliff's book. And it's all 3-card. Tarot Tells the Tale was the original name. I'm blanking right now on when he republished it, what he changed the name to, but just look for James Rickliff on Amazon. And Tarot Tells the Tale was the original publication name. And the whole second half of the book is 3-card readings that he did in his newsletter. I think it was the night. What was it called? Nighthawk newsletter. And he was doing readings for famous people from history, and it was just really cool. And the great thing about it was you got this idea of like, because the back history of most of these famous people, like Mary Shelley, Frankenstein, or she was Frankenstein, right? And Marie Antoinette and things like that. When he does the reading, you kind of get that, now I get how you do readings kind of thing, And it's a great place to start 3-card readings. In fact, there's a lot of people that have been doing this for 20, 30 years, and they still use 3-card readings. They sit down with their client. The client asks a question. They pull a few cards. That leads to other questions. Pull 3 more cards. So we did the yes, no. On the last show, we talked about how to do a yes, no reading. Today, we're going to talk about a 3-card reading. Some of the 3-card readings are probably the most well-known in the entire industry, like past, present, future, right? I'm going to bring up a list that I made, if I can figure out how to do that do the screen share here. Let me share my screen here. And so I'm sharing a list of 3-card spread. This is by no means an exhaustive list. In fact, you can do a Google search for 3-card spreads. You're going to get a gazillion of them on thousands of websites. I kind of curated this from several dozen and, pulled out what I thought was really, the best ones, really, And if you want to, if you're listening in archive, if you want to get this later on, down in the description, there's a link that will take you over to a post on our Facebook group, our Tarot Guild group, with this image where you can just grab it and put it onto your computer or your device. Also, there's a link on that image, that description of the image on the Facebook group, that will take you to a PDF version if you prefer PDF versions, because you like to save them that way. So you can get the PDF version or this JPEG image version just by clicking on that link. And oh, by the way, I should do that real quick, Mary, while we're talking. I'll put that in the chat here. So chat with me about this, Mary. 3 card readings. I think it's a great place to start. You're not having these huge unwieldy 10 card readings, like Celtic Cross or something like that. Great way to learn. And you might not even really need to go past it. We did a workshop, which you can get here on the YouTube channel down below. Click on the tarot workshops, our past workshops, and Corbie Mitleid did one on 3 card readings that was really good. So you can check that out after the show as well. But I love 3 card readings. That's how I learned with James's book. And I have the 5 card yes no spread that I use here on the show, and I talked about it when we discussed yes nos on Saturday. But I gotta tell you, I'm fan. I may start off with that, with the 5 card, Mary, and then I just pull 1, 2, or 3 cards for the rest of the questions that come up during a session. And it's so versatile. There's so many ways you can do 3 card readings, and it sounds really simple, but actually, depending on what you which of these spreads you're using, you're giving specific meaning to specific placement of the cards. It can be very powerful. Now, of course, you can just pull 3 cards with no placement in mind, or anything like that, no spread in mind. And I often do that. I just pull 3 cards and see what comes up, but if you put it in the context of these are really cool. I think you get a lot of information, past, present, future. That's the most famous spread there is. And usually and the way I look at it with everything I do, including that 5 card reading that I do, the yes no is, moving towards the left feels like the past to me, and moving towards the right feels like the future to me, and the center being the now. And so that's just the why. You may like to move them a different direction, so feel free to place it the way you want. What do you think about 3 card readings, Mary?
Well, I think they're kind of fundamental. I mean, I think I'm a big fan of creating your own spreads. And I think with 3 cards, you can easily do that. But also, if you even start with the past, present, future 3 card, then you can build out from there. I always look at it this way: 3 cards makes a sentence, or it makes a story, the beginning, middle, and end of a story. So they're also great as writing prompts too. If you get kind of stuck and maybe you're writing a screenplay or something, and you're working on a particular scene, and you're like, okay, what is really happening here? What's really happening? What are the characters doing? You can pull 3 cards on that to kind of get some ideas if you're looking for ideas. So it works that way for writing prompts, really great. And if you have that past, present, future, you can build from there. The 5 card spread I use all the time kind of does that. I kind of build it from there, with the card above everything that kind of represents like the overall atmosphere of whatever we're asking the question on. And underneath is like, what is it that we're ignoring, or that we're pushing away, or repressing? So But yeah, no, I think three cards is kind of fundamental. Three cards gives you something. We do, a lot of people start with the card of the day, they pull
Mhm.
one card, and that can be very helpful too. We do it here on the show, but you know, sometimes when that's fine, like general, like you told everybody in the chat, in the comments on the video, just ask us to pick a card, and we know you want a general reading, and we'll just pull a card for you. But that's like a snapshot,
Yeah.
and I feel like three cards is more like a window.
It's like the natural progression after
Yeah.
doing one card pulls for a long time and getting used to your cards and your
Yeah.
deck, and then progress to the three cards.
Yeah.
Yep. So past, present, future, beyond, that basic, there's things like mind, body, spirit. So like you could pull a card for each, segment of you as a person, and then it's really handy when situations come up. It can give you a quick snapshot of that. So situation, advice on that, and then what's the outcome going to be. And then the next one is a nice little twist on that, because it's situation, obstacle, what's blocking you with that, and then the advice on what to do there. So and then the yes, no, maybe is almost a version of like the yes, no spreads that we were talking about on Saturday, only it's giving you more information. So you're pulling a card for yes, you're pulling a card for no, and you're pulling a card for maybe, and then you're looking at what those cards are. You aren't actually in this. I think the way you're supposed to use this particular three card, yes, no, maybe, yeah, and you don't have to do it this way, but you're not actually trying to get a yes or a no. What you're doing is you pull a card for yes, and then that card will inform, if you go with yes and do something, or the card is telling you whether it's a yes, more probable or not. And then you're pulling a card for the no, and then the maybe. And then in relationships, I love the partner A, partner B, and relationship. Some people put them in a row with the relationship at the end. I like it in the middle, like it is listed here, where, because it's kind of balanced. You have the partner A on one side, partner B, and you're pulling a card for each of them, but you're also pulling a card for the relationship itself. I really think that's, really powerful. What else do we got here? So like love and relationship, career and finance, spiritual path. That's a great general one. So you're pulling a card for each one of those. Somebody wants a general reading, or maybe you start out all your readings that way. You pull a card for love and relationship, career and finance, spiritual path, situation, action, outcome. What's the situation? What action can you take or should take? And what will the outcome be? Physical state, emotional state, spiritual state. This is very similar, I think, to the mind, body, spirit, where you're looking at your state physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I think that's really good. I think what's missing there is mental, which can be different from emotional, but I think that's what they're talking about there. Could be mental or emotional. And then I love this one. This is one of my favorites: subconscious, conscious, super conscious. What are you consciously aware of? What's hanging out in the subconscious, and what does your higher self or your super conscious want you to actually know here? And then we have option one, option two, and another option you might not have thought of. I love that too. And then of course there's always his side, but there's also her side, and then the truth. And don't get mad that I put his side and her side. Yes, we know that there's his and her and her, and yes, we know there's non-binary, there's they. So
we didn't write these spreads.
We didn't write that, but adopt it to your own pronouns. Thank you. But yeah, there's always his side, the other partner's side, or we could say her side, And then there's the truth. So,
Yeah.
I love that. And then the last one that I put on here was what I think, what I feel, what I do.
That's deep.
That's a deeper one. That's a deeper one.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now, at the very bottom, I'm not going to go into this. I just wanted to name it on the list. At the very bottom is a spread that I created like 20 some years ago called Tarot Squared. And it basically replaces the Celtic cross and enhances it, at the same time lowering the number of cards that are typically used and making it less unwieldy as far as physically doing the spread. Because what it is, it's three card readings stacked on top of each other, forming a cube. And that's why it's called Tarot Squared.
Cool.
So I will chat about that on one of these lives coming up in the future, and you can learn all about it, and if you're, super curious, you can always shoot me a message. I can fill you in, but we'll do that as a topic, because that'll be a fun one. We could actually talk a little bit about the Celtic cross and then show how I came up with this. And coming up with the Tarot Squared, Mary, the whole thing was because of this, because of learning 3-card spreads. And I never wanted to stop using 3-card spreads, and I pretty much haven't, umpteen years later. And
yeah,
but this takes 3-card spreads, and so it's actually a 9-card spread, but it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then diagonally 7, 8. It's actually 8 separate 3-card readings in one little spread.
cool.
So there you go, 3-card spreads. If you have any questions or anything, give us a call, pop it in the chat there, or if you're listening to this in archive or watching it on the YouTube channel, first of all, give us a like. I should be mentioning that. I think often forget
Subscribe.
to tell people subscribe and hit that little bell so you're when all of our lives are coming up, and like the video. Yeah. And
Tell all your friends.
tell all your friends. And I do also want to mention real quickly that, if you're getting something out of these little learnings, or maybe you got a reading from us, either on the phone lines or through the chat, and you want to send us a tip or something, there's our tip. You could buy us a cup of coffee, Mary and I, coffee.tarottoday.live. Get Mary and Dax a cup of coffee. That's coffee.tarottoday.live.
I have my coffee cup ready.
Yep. In case you want to shoot us something, we appreciate that.
This show is powered by caffeine.
We are powered by caffeine. It is so true. It is so true. So
did Samia post a comment? Oh,
that's what I was just going to check, Mary. I was just going to say that. Yeah, I am not getting I'm not understanding. So they put in this one question, but then it disappeared. And okay, I'm not understanding that at all. So if you want to, Sammy, if you want to try to rephrase that, I'm not understanding what it seems like they're asking about a particular person, something about something, and I'm just not getting it. I'm so sorry. Let's go to another one. So this one's interesting, Mary. Kavita. So I am considering doing a healing workshop. I think what they mean is I'm considering going to a healing workshop with a healer, and then they name the healer. We won't say that on air. Will he be able to help me if I sign up, as he charges quite a lot of money? So this is a healer, obviously group workshops or something like that, charges, and they are thinking, Kavita, she's thinking of going. And
will it be beneficial to her? Will it be worth the money?
Worth the
right?
money? That's a great way to, that's a great way to ask the question. Will it actually be worth it? And then I get to use my yes no spread because it's a yes no question.
There you go. And I'm going to look at it from the standpoint of, what does she need to know about this experience? Whose turn is it? Your turn, my turn? I can't remember.
You go.
Okay.
I think it's your turn.
Kavita, it's interesting. I mean, I got all pretty positive cards on this. It depends on what it is, because I didn't ask yes or no with this. I asked like, what do you need to know about this workshop? You want to know if it's going to help you. I think that the main way in which it'll help you is we have the Ace of Wands. So it's an opportunity, it's new. It might be inspiring. Really, a lot of times the Ace of Wands makes me think of that spark of inspiration. The central focus card is the Four of Wands there. And, if what you are looking for has to do with like, a structure, if you're looking for learning about a healing method and you want that structured environment that this workshop would provide. So that would be good. Four of Wands is a good card. And the Six of Cups comes up here too. So there's either something nostalgic about it, maybe it's some connection to your past, or you might even kind of think that, this was maybe, if you're learning healing, you might feel like, okay, this is sort of like the early version of this, the beginner level of it. So I think it's okay. I'm not really seeing anything wrong with it, but I'm not necessarily seeing that, it's worth the expense if it's really expensive either. So, but let's see what Dax is getting because he did a yes, no on it.
Right. And I can't talk today. It was a long weekend. I did the 5-card yes, no spread that I talked about on Saturday's show. And what's really cool about that is it's not just a yes, no. It gives you a lot of information, gives you 5 cards to work with, and it gives you probables and maybes and nuances to it, where it's not just a strict yes or no, like a magic 8-ball or flipping a coin, So I'm getting really positive cards too. I mean, there's nothing here negative. Okay. That's just as I look over the cards. All right. Now, as far as yes, no's, I'm getting 3 yeses, 2 no's. So that's telling me it's leaning towards being worth doing and paying for. It's not a strong yes. I would have much rather have seen, 4 or 5 yes cards come up. So what does that tell us? Well, as I said on Saturday, describing this spread, how to do it, that for me, that's telling me there's more left to be done. Like there's something missing, perhaps. It could be your focus on it and your intent, because just the fact you're asking this question already tells me that you're feeling a little worried about it. Is it really worth the money? That kind of thing. So I think if you're going to make the most out of this, you're going to have to set the intention that, this will be helpful. It may not cure all of, whatever your health problems happens to be. I think in chat, she mentions tinnitus, I think. It might not be everything, but it might help you and at least get you going in the right direction. So I'm getting cards that, like, the main focus card is the 2 of Cups. And in this particular version of the card, where there's these 2 hands coming out of the 2 goblets or cups, and they're holding hands and coming together. I think that's a big aspect of this, is that you're going to be in a group of people, and you're going to find folks that are either in the exact same situation or at least very similar. That's going to be helpful. It's also going to form a structure for your healing to happen within. And I got the Emperor card, which is card 4, which is structure. And it's the only major arcana card, by the way, that does show up. So I feel that's really important. That's the main thing, is creating this structure. Now, I got a really great positive card like the 10 of Cups, Hearth and Home. You know, look at that idyllic scene. You know, this could really lean, you know, like I said, leaning towards going to some kind of positive outcome, or at least helping. The other cards that I got are all core cards. They're all people. And so it's going to allow you to connect with other people at this event. But also my gut instinct that I got from this when I first saw these cards, Mary, was that it's talking about other healers. That this is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of the journey. So you're either through this event or because of this event. It has established a structure, the Emperor, and then you're going to meet well, first you're going to meet all these other people, and you're going to have, so you may be able to develop a support system out of this, and then it's going to lead you to other healers that are going to really bring you along as far as your healing. So that's what I'm getting. I hope that helped you out.
Thanks for the question.
And thanks for the question too. I'll see if there's any other questions in there. I did want to, I know Ellie said something. Oh, so Ellie said that's a great list of 3 cards. And what she does is, you know, instead of a 1-card draw every day, she does a 3-card draw and journals every day. And so she said it's really great to have a variety of spreads is really helpful, she says. And then let's see if there's any. Okay, so no more questions in there. And I think we have time for maybe one more call before the end of the show. Remember, we'll be back. We'll be back on Thursday, right? It's Monday, right, Mary? It's like, I lose track. I totally lose track here.
Where am I?
Yeah, let me bring up the psychetalk.net/upcoming. That's our list of radio shows, which also includes this radio show that simulcasts as a YouTube live. I almost said Facebook live because we used to do that. YouTube live. And the list of all the shows are right on here. So I'm taking a look really quickly. So this Thursday is open lines and free tarot readings all show long. So if we don't get to you today, oh my God, that's the show. This, 2 days from now, on Thursday, October 13th, call in early, get in early. We're going to do readings all show long. And then Saturday, we have a special guest co-host. Pamela Steele is going to join us on the show, and we're going to be talking runes.
Yay! Runes.
It's going to be really, really cool. Yeah. So those are the shows coming up. And don't forget, we are on 3 days a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. All righty. So yeah, we were going to see who's been waiting the longest. Take one last call here. Area code 619 has been waiting the longest. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 619. Hello. 619. Going once, going twice. Okay, we're going to put them back on hold and take 773. Caller, you're the last caller of the day. What's your name? Where are you calling from, hon?
Woo! Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm calling from Chicago. Woo.
Hi, Nancy in Chicago. What did you want to talk about?
Well, I am just bored these days, and I am just wondering what I can do to make my life a little bit more exciting.
You're bored. The right kind of excitement, right?
So it was bored, she said. I kind of missed it, Mary.
She's bored.
Nancy's bored. We got to liven her up here somehow.
You're in Chicago. You're in Chi-Town. Come on. What,
There's
how
so
could
much
Chicago
to
be boring?
do. There's so much to do.
There
Yep,
is.
yep.
There is.
Oh, let's see. Do you like kids at all? Do you like kids at all? I'm getting stuff with kids. Like you're supposed to be teaching them or working with them somehow, or hanging out with them or taking them to museums or playing with them. It's something to do with kids. That's what I'm getting. Very interesting. I'm trying to see what else might be coming up here. You might be thinking too hard about this, actually. I'm getting some cards that are swords.
Okay.
That's thoughts and ideas. And I'm getting cards that are having lots of swords. So like overthinking. Try not to overthink this, And then the clue is, and then I got the judgment card, which is the cosmic wake up call card, I call it. And that's what it's saying. It's like, Gabriel is blowing his horn and saying, hello, Nancy, come on, and then he is facing the Knight of Wands. Okay. So I got this Knight of Wands, and that's the fire element, wands. And so that's your passions. So the judgment card is facing that card. Gabriel is actually facing him, saying, you need to get in touch with what it is that you're really, really passionate about. And then that will lead you to less boring things. So basically you get back in touch with your passions. In fact, that could be why I'm getting all of like these pages and cards that are coming up that are talking about kids. It may actually be talking more about what you were passionate about when you were young. So thinking back to age 7, 8, 9, what really got you excited, your eyes lit up, and then go on websites like meetup.com and search for groups that get together and talk about those topics. That's my suggestion. And now let's see what Mary's got for you.
Okay. Well, first of all, I did get the judgment card.
You got it too?
Focus card.
Oh my God. That's so cool.
In this particular deck, in the Housewives Tarot, I mean, she's staring at the scale and judging, So I feel like that's where we start. Like, don't judge everything, in the sense of like just kind of the Two of Swords comes up with it. So it's like kind of put the judgment aspect of it aside to judge whether something's exciting or boring or whatever. And remember, variety is the spice of life. We have the 7 of Cups here. In this card, she's looking at all these delicious looking cocktails, right? Saying like, let's try some of all of it. So I feel like that's the main thing. It's saying like, hey, try different things, have a little of this, have a little of that, add a mixture in there of like new things, different things that you haven't been doing that maybe you've never done before. And you're like, I wouldn't normally go to this, but I'm so bored. I figured, what the heck, let's see, put our judgment aside and just experience it, live in the moment. So I hope that helps.
Well, that's good advice. I like it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for calling,
Nancy. Have a great week. And remember, we'll be back on Thursday. Nancy, you can call back in and let us know what cool stuff you discovered or Saturday.
Yeah, or if you're still bored,
yes.
Like, call in when you found something that doesn't bore you. We want to know what it is.
So remember, no topic on Thursday. It is just going to be Mary and I, and we're going to be talking tarot and just hanging out with you. And you can talk about anything you want to. Call in, it's fair game, open lines. And if you want a mini reading or something, also, and you can join us in the comments on the I keep saying Facebook, Mary, on the YouTube Live. On the YouTube, I think it's because Facebook ingrained that. Remember when they came out with Facebook Lives? That was actually before YouTube Lives. And so we have it ingrained in our heads that it's supposed to be a Facebook Live. And we did do Facebook Lives at the beginning. So, yeah. But
I like YouTube better.
We are all YouTube now. We are all YouTube. So thanks everybody for being here, and we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Dex. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Have
everyone.
A great week.
Have a great week. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.
Okay, we have